All right. This is to show you that it can obviously be synced over the network. In mine, I've got regions you can select from. Australia, that's where I am, or you can select from US or whatever, and automatically connect to that region. So I'm going to connect to Australia. Also, mine has the Steam overlay integrated, which I'm not going to show you how to do just yet. We'll try and get this working on getting it working through Photon first. So let's connect. Screen video. For some reason, the UI here seems to bug out often. So, anyway, as you can see, characters just spawned in over the network. If there was another player, I can't connect another player to it at the moment because I'm running everything through Steam, so I can't do like a local host type of deal. But if there was another player, you'd be spawning in and you'd be able to see me run around, do all the bits and pieces. Now, I have also got the inventory synced up. So when you instantiate the swords and shields, they actually instantiate on the network. There's a little bit of modification to the code. But yes, and obviously all the animations work and bits and bobs. So, yes, what else? I've used, someone wrote a very, very cool integration for Emerald AI. And I've modified it a little bit to work with Photon and obviously Invector as well. So if you want, I can sort of show you how to implement this as well into your game. So, okay, let's have a look and do this, shall we? Quit. Okay. Alright, so this is my main menu screen. Our new battle is running this on-click event, obviously, connection. And also the select your region drop down is what connects you to your region. But what we can do is we can do another version, so you don't have to do this drop down. And you guys can sort of figure that out yourself. So connection handler. We've got a photon await, so this photon network to automatically sync scene. This makes sure that everyone that's in the same room is seeing the same scene. I'm connected to master. That just calls photon network join lobby. With your awake function, obviously using photon behavior here, it uses the same sort of things as mono behavior, but it just stops you from having to use the using statement, photon, using photon, whatever it is. So pun behavior works really well. You get the same classes, all that sort of stuff as you do in mono behavior, but you also get all the photon stuff involved or incorporated. So photon network dot I think it's connect using settings. Connect to master. Let's connect using settings. So if you click on that, and you just put in a string here, test connect, whatever. And that, once awake, is called, it will connect you to the region, to whatever region you've got set to in your photon network. So you'd call that, then it would obviously be connected to the master. You call it photon network.join lobby. It joins you to a lobby. That is, what is that? I call that from the UI drop-down. So when they click on, say for instance, AU, it connects to the AU region, and then calls this function join to a lobby. Use from here, could use, I think it's public void on joined lobby, I think it's on joined lobby, and then that's where you put in this photon network dot join random here. I think it's on joined. You may need to check out the photon class reference for that. And now, because I'm using this photon network automatically since here, I can call on joined room when the room joins. Actually, sorry, before we do that, so with our public void on joined lobby, just do this quickly, and you guys call photon network. Actually, I think you can do photon network join or create photon network join or create room. So that what that'll do is that'll look for someone that's already in the game, and if it can't find someone that's in the game, it'll create its first. It'll create a room for that game, and then other people that are obviously searching for it as well. So then, because of on that join lobby, you join lobby on join lobby calls what create room, join create room. Then you've joined a room, and join room, and then photon network.loadlet. You could have your spawn in this if you're just running in the one scene. You could put your, so for instance, spawn character. Class or whatever function. So now I'll show you spawning. Just close that down. So it's saving. Photon network. Photon network. Up. So I've created a script called spawn points. It doesn't really have too much in there at the moment. Small 13 deathmatch type of deal. But what this does is it's got a spawn point array, play sport, and call it. And what it does is find all the objects in the scene with the spawn point. And then obviously I call the start room function. In the start room function, I've got if the photon network is connected, then it'll keep running. If it's connected, obviously, it will check if you're in a room. If you're in a room, it'll start the coroutine, spawn player instance. If you're not in a room, it will run this code join random room, and obviously coroutine. If you're not connected, I have a debug in there, which I'm going to actually change shortly. But because you're changing scenes already being connected because of the previous code that I showed you, then you don't really need to worry too much about this. I could probably delete it right now and make an effect. And obviously here's the coroutine for spawning the player. I generally like to wait a few seconds for the scene to load, have everything to load. Obviously my scene is massive and there's 16 or 17 terrains at any one time spawning. So I like to wait a few seconds to load, just make sure everything's connected properly. And, it's 4 seconds, no one's going to miss 4 seconds. Then it checks its spawn points. And what it does is it sets this spawn point to be random range. So they'll spawn, at a random, whatever is in this array here, it'll spawn at a random spot. Then it instantiates the game object. So the player object is cast as a game object, and it is photon.instantiate. That's the call. That's the call we're making to spawn the player in, and then it's getting a reference to the player. Now, what we need to do when we're instantiating is this character needs to be in a resources folder. Excuse my messy project window as well. So you've got your resources. It needs to be in a resource folder. It could be in a subfolder. So I've got Photon here, and then I've got resources in the Photon folder, and I've got this is the character instance. So what it's doing is it's calling the character instance. Now let's look at the third person controller. Okay, so here is where you guys are probably coming with stuff. This little line of code with stuff. So what's this doing? It's going, if there's no instance, the new controller, which is just spawned into the scene, equals the instance. And the same, don't destroy and load that instance. And then I've thrown this in there, which I don't need anymore. And then else, this is how your guys come up. So what it's saying, if there is an instance, so this is if there's no instance, else, if there is one, you're going to destroy this object when the new photon player is called. It searches for the code for instances of the game object and deletes them if they exist. Commenting out this line stops that. So simply doing that and then calling those functions that I did just there will have your character spawning on the network. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Shut this down. Shut that quick. Save any of them. Now, here's how my character is set up. I have got a photon view. I've got I've got a photon animator view, which has everything set to discrete, or I don't have flip animations and lots of stuff. But so any of these that you want to put in, so obviously your horizontal input and all that you can set. I generally find that even just putting the photon animator view on it just seems to work properly. I do have another class here. There's a player data. No, so I've got melee combat disabled. I have got the generic actions disabled. I have got. Hang on. What is going on here? Supposed to have the third person controller disabled, but I haven't for some reason. Oh no, sorry, I haven't, because it's if you disable this. Sorry, where are we? For instance, if we disable the third person controller, the animator won't work over photon. But because we've got the melee combat input, we're not going to have to worry about it overriding the other player's controllers. So if that was enabled and two people spawned in, one person, generally the host would be controlling the other player as well. So we disconnect that, same as generic actions. What else have I got? The item manager. I'm trying to find. Let's get that ranking. Network character. There we go. That's got to be it. Ah, there we go. All right. So what we're doing here. What do we need to call? Right, so for the damage, I've done just a basic RTC. Now on Photon serialized view, what you're needing to do is you're needing a vector 3 for their current position, a quaternion for their rotation, and then what we're doing is we're streaming. So using a photon stream and a photon message info, called stream and called info, this is the stream, and we're sending the transform in the position, the transform in the rotation. I'm also sending the animated float for input, the animated float for the forward input. I'm also sending the ID, the attack ID, to sync the attacks, and then obviously I've set up a little health float for that. So that is writing, and then we're getting, for the other player, they're receiving what they're sending, and so we're basically anim.set float stream.receive next. So we're receiving all the input they're sending out, and this one here is sending all the input out. So this information will go to the other player, and they'll receive it, and then they'll send the information out to you, and then you'll receive it. Don't worry about that so far. I think this video's gone a little bit longer, so I can run you through on how to, kill each other online and do all that sort of stuff, if you want. So yeah, let us know. Hopefully you can get this going. Sorry that it's so choppy and all that. I'm trying to cover a lot of information in a short amount of time. Enjoy.